Good morning. Good morning. Hi, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's cubes. Works on most twisty puzzles. Works on every complexity Rubik's cube if it's n by n by n. Works on every complexity Minx. Works on some non-standard, non-n by n cubes. This is a 3 by 3 by 9 cube. It works on this one as well with a minor adaptation. And here's what it does. Formula A is 4 moves, Formula B is 8 moves, and Formula A brings a piece to the top. I usually use it for either the absolute center or the corners. We'll work on the entirety of the first face, but only the first face because Formula A affects all 6 sides. So when I teach it only for the absolute center and for the corners, but you can shortcut it for the entire first face. Formula A goes like this: one row, you hold the cube in your hands, and you look at the front of the face as if it's a spreadsheet with rows and columns. And if you look at the formulas over here, Formula A, easy for me to say, Formula A has 4 moves, one row and 1 column. Formula B has 8 moves. It's always the top row and 2 columns. And the rows and columns that you use determine which cubes you're using based on what the cube dictates. But muscle memory, it's the same. So bottom row right column is going to affect these 2 corners. It's going to move this one to the top and this one down. It's going to move the edges and other corners as well, but we don't care about that. We're only care about what it does to the top, because aside from the first 4 corners, it's always done in multiples in sets of 6, and a set of 6 leaves nothing done. So out, down, in, up, that's 1, and these cubes switch places. Out, down, in, up, that's 2. They switched back and they twisted. If twisting is what I wanted, I would slide it out of the way to preserve it and continue with the next corner that can be twisted. So that's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. And that's 6. So if you're wanting to affect something, when the top is the way you want it to be, slide it out of the way to preserve it and continue on another corner, and that's how you affect the top corners. If you do it on absolute center, then it's the middle row and middle column. This piece is going to move to the top, so you move it out of the way, space down, cube into the space, and the cube in the space back up again. Okay. Again, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, and it always, because it's a commutator, it only moves the pieces you want to move, and if you do it enough times, it gets back to the way it was. So that's Formula A. Good morning, you guys. Formula B is the top row of 2 columns. For the top row and the outside columns, it's going to move corners around like so. Every other move is horizontal. Every other horizontal is the reverse of the one before it. This cube is going to be preserved, but these 3 are going to move. So I move this away and the first up, slide back, second up, away, first down, back, second down, and 3 pieces, and only 3 pieces have moved, and that's always what's going to happen with B. These 3 pieces moved. Once is the effect of being clockwise, twice is the effect of being counterclockwise, and once more goes back to solve, back to your beginning. It's only going back to solve because it was solved to begin with. So if you alter which columns you're using, you alter which pieces you're moving, and the cube dictates what those pieces are going to be. Looking for this is, I don't know what it's called. It's the stuff we used in the 60s and 70s to stick posters to the wall. Without thumbtacks, without putting holes in the wall. So if I wanted to move this piece, for example, The first column is where it's going to land, so if I wanted to move it here, it'd be this one. If I wanted to move it over here, it'd be this one. Second column is where it begins, always the first column, first row. So you move it away from where it wants to be. First up, back, second up. Away, down, back, down. So it always, like I said, always only moves 3 pieces. Up, up, down, down, and once more, up, down, down. If you apply it to the two center columns, you find a piece you want to move on the front face. It's going to move to the top, and then you follow this piece, and that shows you what your 2 columns are. So we go up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse down, set the top. Now it looks like I've moved 2 pieces and only 2 pieces, but I did not. I moved 3. And the way to tell that is I'm going to line this up, and when this piece goes here, this piece is not going to go here. It's going to go somewhere else. So up, down, down. So it moves 3 pieces, but if 2 are the same color, it looks like 2, but it always moves 3 pieces. Like I said, it works on every minx as well. Same way. Let me work with the solved side so you can see what happens. Top row for formula A will bring this piece to the top, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. It'll twist it if that's what I want. And up, out, down, and up, and 6 of it gets you back to however you began. Okay. Formula A on the minx is used for, again, the corners, and not the absolute center. That doesn't work, but you can use it you can use it effectively for the whites and the bolds for the star pieces, but for the last side you have to go switch to Formula B. And then Formula B, top row and outside columns, moves these 3 corners up, down, down. Okay, moves those 3 corners. As far as the ABCube method goes, the difference between the minxes and the cubes is that a cube, there's no order of operations. You can do it whatever order you want to. I do corners and then edges and then centers, so that if there's a parity, I can just twist it away with a single quarter turn and I don't have to worry about parity algorithms. For the minxes, there is an order of operations, because if one of you if Formula B includes the middle column, then if it changes more than just the 3 you're trying to move, it affects the non-star as well. So star before non-star on the minx. Here's what Formula B works on one side. Up, down, down, and it has the effect of moving 3 edge pieces. Up, down, down. And again, line up the corners to match the front, determine which direction it's going to go. So first column is where it's going to land, second column is where it begins, and these are the 3 that move. Up, down, down. All right, so anyone have any preferences on what I demonstrate today? How you guys doing? Did y'all have a nice week? Nice long weekend? Did you do anything fun? Did you practice your cubes? Did you have cookouts with the family? Did you go visit the grave of a deceased? I have 2 deceased military members in my family, but their graves are not in my state, so I could not go visit them yesterday. All right, so I have I've queued up these. All that's left now for these is the top side, the last face, and the layers next to, adjacent to the last face. I did the star parts first and the centers first. So now all that's left here on this one is the edges, and this one is the edges and the corners. I haven't done the corners. I did the corners on this one, not done this one. So let's do the corners on the minxes. Okay, for the last face. You can kind of intuit it for the first half, and if you can't, the things that you do for the last face can be done for the first faces as well. It's just that it only becomes particular when you have pieces you don't want to mess up. So that's why I demonstrate these, just the last layers. So the star tips are done, stars done. And when the stars are done, then the next thing to do is the corners. Look and see if any of them are in the right place. This one is. So I'm going to keep this one here. I'm going to twist it so the gray side's on top, and I'm going to do that using Formula A, just so that it's easier for me to see that it's correct. Up, down, and up. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. And when it's the way I want it, I slide it out of the way to protect it, and continue with the next one that can twist to finish my 6 set. That's 5 and 6. Leaves the rest of the cube the way it was when I started. Okay, so reset the top. So this one's correct. So the next thing I want to do is set either this one or this one. This one is blue and orange. It's right here, so it only needs to move one piece. So again, I said top row and outside columns is going to move these 3 pieces along. Going to move them clockwise. So if I do Formula B with these 2 columns, top row these 2 columns, this piece will end up here where it wants to be. So slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. This cube stayed correct. This cube is in where it wants to be. I'm going to use Formula A to twist it. So out, down, in, up. That's 1. Out, down, in, up. That's 2. Okay, I want to preserve it, slide it out of the way, continue with another one. 3. 4. 5. 6, and the 6 preserves the rest of the minx, and then reset the top. So now this one and this one are correct, so I'm going to keep them. And these 3, if one of them is not, then all 3 of them are not. So they all need to be moved either once or twice, because 3 gets them back to the way it was. So since this piece does not want to go here, it wants to go over here, I'm going to do it twice. Whoopsie. Leave that there. Okay, so these 2 are correct, so I'm moving these 3. Slide up. Whoops, sorry, it's these ones. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and they need to be moved again. So up, up, down, down. Okay, now these ones stayed the same. They're where they want to be. I want to bring the gray to the top. Formula A. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. More. Okay, out, down, in, up. That's 3. You don't have to count these, because by the nature of the mathematics of the cube or minx, by the time when the gray comes to the top on all of the sides, it will have been a multiple of 6. So you don't have to count them. And gray on top on all corners, reset the star pieces, and so there we got it. So then the next thing on either of these is to, the only thing that's left to do is the last layer and the adjacent slice. So, how's everybody doing? What did you do over the weekend? What did you do to have fun? All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the gray sides, gray edges, and I'm going to do that because hold that. So I look for a gray side that's somewhere in the middle area. We did for the cube. We're looking for yellow and white in the middle area. So here's a gray. Want it to be on top. Bring the corner to match the front. So it's going in this direction. Top row, first column, second column, start by moving away. Up, up, down, down, and that is set. Okay, set or don't set because we're going to keep going. This doesn't have a gray, this does. So corners to match the front, gray's on top, corners to match the front. Slide away up, in second up, away down, in second down. And we're just placing pieces one at a time. There it is, there it went. Okay, this one doesn't have a gray, this one does. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Slide up, slide down, slide down. We're going to keep doing this till there's no more gray on this side. Then we're going to look and check and see if the gray is correct. It might be correct, might not, because this one might be over here. Some of them I might not get to when I'm doing this. So this is no gray, this is a gray. Corners to match the front. Up, up. Do this for as long as there's a gray on the side that can move to the gray. 1, 2, here's another one. And when they run out, then I assess to see if they're correct. If they are, then we move on to the next stage. If not, I throw a random piece into the incorrect spot and move it out to the middle where I can then place it correctly and follow the domino trail. So first column, second column, start by moving away, up, in, up, down, in, down. Okay, here's one. Gray on top, corners match the front, away, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Okay, that's not a gray, that's not a gray, that's not a gray, that's a gray. Corner matches the front. Out, up, in, second up, out, down, in, second, down. We're setting them a piece at a time. Okay, this is not gray, this is gray. Bringing color to the top, and up the corner to match the front. Out, up, in, up, out, down. First column is where it wants to land, second column is where it begins. And lather, rinse, repeat. This is not gray, this is gray. Want it to be on top. Corner matches the front. Out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Okay, that's not a gray, but this one is. Corners match the front. Up, down, down. Okay, and now my gray is happy. Okay, so all that's left now is the edges of the adjacent layer, adjacent slice. So I look and see if any of them are correct, and if they are, I'm going to keep them. If they're not, or any of them just a quarter turn off, that's this one. It just wants to be over here. So to bring this one forward, these three pieces are going to move, because this one's going to go down, and this one's going to go forward, and this one's going to go back. So to bring this one forward, I move this one out. Okay, and then this one will be correct. So slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay, this one's correct. Now I'm going to the next one I'm going to do is this one or this one. This one is green and pink, so that's 1, 2, it's all over here, so it's going to take 1, 2 hops. This one wants to be blue and orange, and that's here. That's also going to take 2 hops, but it's going in the direction of this one. So I'm going to do this one. Okay, I'm going to bring this orange and blue. I'm going to bring it forward, and then forward again. So up, down, down, and then forward again, these 3 pieces. Up, up, down, down. Okay, I no longer have that gray as a buffer, so it went back to where it wanted to be. So now these three, this piece wants to go jump twice, and this piece wants to jump once, so I'm going to move this one forward. This will be my buffer. Up, up, down, down. Okay, so now I have three that are correct, and now we only have two more that we need to flip. Okay, the same three that are going to move. Up, up, down, down. And that's the same. Works. It's the same way on this one. The corner's already done. It's just there's more layers that I'm working with, more slices that I'm working with. Doesn't matter because the slices they can't interchange themselves. So we just work with each layer. I'm going to do this one too. So here's a gray on top. Corner matches the corners to match the front. Just place this one, and I'm going to do this until there's no more grays on the sides. Okay, so that one placed. That's not a gray. This is a gray. Okay, corners match the front. So this one, up, up, down, down, just one layer at a time, one piece at a time. Okay, and then here's a blue. Let's do this one. Corners to match the front. So this one, first column, second column, away, out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Okay, here's a gray. Corners match the front. I'm gonna leave those. I don't care. Those are matched, but I'm not gonna try to keep them. So up, up, down, down. Again, you don't have to pair things up, and if you just place each piece one at a time, and it will land where it wants to land. Okay. Here's a gray on top with a lemon, pale yellow, pastel. It's going in this direction. Both of these. This one, okay, up, up, down. Sometimes it's advantageous to move both of them at the same time, and if you can see that it is, you can do it, and if not, don't worry about it. So this one's going in this direction, up, up, down, down, so at the top. Okay. Here's another gray, but here's one I don't have to flip for, so let's line up this one. Up, up, down, down. Okay. Here's a gray, but color to the corners match the front. Both of these need to move out, so I'm going to treat this as one. Okay. Here's one, corners match the front, and then again, just one piece at a time. Who do we have here? If you're just joining me today, thank you for the gift of your time and attention. I appreciate that. This is just the Formula A and Formula B. Today I'm finishing off the last edges, the last face and side slices of the minxes. Here's a gray on top, corners match the front. Up, up, down, down. There was a pair that I don't care about because it'll come back. Corners match the front. This one. Up, up, down, down. Okay, that's not gray. This is gray. Corner matches the front. Up, up, down, down. Flip for this one. Corners match the front. They both want to move out, so I'm going to treat this as one. Up, down, down. Okay, there's a gray, corners match the front, and it's just lather, rinse, repeat over and over and over again. And all you need to know is Formula A and Formula B. Okay, corners match the front for this one. Away, up, out, in, up, out, down, in, down. Out from the direction of where it wants to land. Okay, here's a gray, bring the blues to the front, wants to land here. So I start by moving it out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Okay. No gray, we're looking for gray, here's a gray. Okay. Corners match the front for the blue. Up, up, down, down, and it's just over and over again. Green to the front, up, down. So the 7 by is no different than the 5 by. And you don't have to worry about parodies on the minxes because you can't get them. 1, 2. You can get what looks like a parody if you are stuck in the reductionist mindset, because you'll have 2 pieces that are adjacent to each other that you don't want to separate because they belong next to each other. But if they're in the wrong place, you're going to have to separate them and treat them singly, and then they will match themselves up. Okay, there's a gray, corner matches the front, out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Hi you guys, thanks for being here. 1, 2, 3, 4, no gray there, so I look inside, I see, and the gray is happy. So now I look and see which sides are happy. These ones are happy, so we'll work around them. This one's happy, so I'm going I can do this layer by layer or together, it doesn't matter. So this one's happy, I'm going to keep it here, and this green and orange wants to come forward to this green and orange. In order to do that, I just place this one to the side and this one comes forward. So there's always 3. So up, down, down. Okay. All right. Now I have a buffer here. So these 2 are correct. I'm going to keep my buffer here. I could place this now, but I'm going to ignore the gray till the sides are done. Then it'll find its way back. So here I'm looking for green and pink. These are not them. This is them. The other one's here. So I'm going to bring this green and pink forward. Okay. And move this one out. So I'm going to keep these together just because it serves me for now. It may not serve me later. Up, down, down. So here's the green and pink. Here's the other green and pink. I'm going to move this one forward because they both want to go here. So up, down, down. Okay. And then, okay, they want to come here. So I'm moving these out, and I'm ignoring, I'm just using the gray as a buffer until things happen. So this is correct, this is correct, this is correct. This layer seems to be correct. This layer, okay, so this one wants to go here, this one wants to go here. I'm going to do Formula B twice. Up, down, down, and once more. Up, down, down. Oh, there's something wrong with my computer. It says it's 1:03 p.m. That is not correct. All right, so that's done. Unless anybody, oh, hello. Hello, how are you doing today, Gidi? Gidi? Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it. I'm doing well. Do you have any questions for me? Yes, I am well. I'm glad you're doing good. I finished off my minxes today. So that's like just an overview, and then the minxes today. Not all of them. This one's not done yet. Do you have anything you want me to demonstrate before I log off and feed my kitty cat? Or how many minxes do I have? I have many of these. Different varieties, maybe about 7 of these. And I've got the 2x2, the 5x5, and the 7x7. This 5x5 needs to be replaced because I don't know who made it, but when I drop it, or hand it to my grandkid baby and they drop it, the pieces come apart. Now I can fix it. These are pretty big. Yeah, they're not minis, that's for sure. But this one is pretty solid, so I wanted to get, and this one looks like, I like the way it looks. I like the little, how it has a little indent so it's easy to grip. I like this. And I have a 3x3 that's like this. So I want to get another 5x5 in this brand so that it matches. Then I can put this on a shelf and not have to worry about it anymore. So so I have a 5x5, 7x7, 2x2, and about 6 or 7 of the 3x3s, 3x3x3, whatever they're called. So, but I really like how they can be solved with just Formula A and just Formula B. What's the biggest cube I've solved? N by N, biggest N by N. The biggest one I have is an 11. I have 2 11s. One that's pillowed and one that's not. So I have up through 10. I have not done larger than 11 physically in my hand. I've done larger digitally on the apps you can download on your phone, but just the 11 by. And the 11 by that I got, I got it from, I just bought a lot of cubes off of Mercari. And someone had lost some of the stickers and bought new stickers to replace just the ones they lost. So the stickers, like, there's 2 different shades of green on it, 2 different shades of red. So I'm going to have to eventually resticker that. But it's a big project. I don't want to do it right now. If you learn this method, you can solve every N by N cube, because that's Formula A and B is all you need to do. Because, well, if you can solve a 4x4, if you can solve a 3 and a 4, you can solve a 5. But and there's nothing more complex than a 5. But you can solve, if you learn this method, it works on every N by N by N cube, no matter how big it is. And it's all done the same way. There's no order of operations. You can do it however you want to, but I do the corners, because the corners then dictate where each piece goes, and I can just throw pieces where they want to be instead of trying to parry them up and doing the reductions method. Reductions method is not my friend. So I do the corners and then I do the edges. Oh, thank you. I love compliments. So I do the corners, then I do the edges, and the edges are all done the same way, and then the centers. So if you can do this method, you can any size cube. You want to see one of my bigger cubes? Should I go get one? I'm going to pretend you said yes. Be right back. Okay, this is my 11. It's missing a couple of stickers even now. The orange is missing, but you can see there's two different shades. Oh, you did say yes. Okay. I didn't see you while I went. So this is my 11 by. It's pillowed. Pillowed are not my favorites because when dealing with large cubes, it's hard. So you got to get them lined up, and sometimes I'll tap them on the table in front of me to line them up perfectly, to line them up so I can turn it. The pillowed, you can't do it. You just got to actually, and it's bigger than my hands. Bigger than my hands. So I have not done anything bigger than this one. But this is my 11. And this is my, these are my 10 and my 9. The 10 is actually smaller than the 9. But so I've got one of each all the way down to 1. No, I've got more than one of each all the way down to 1. But I do have the 1x1s as a novelty item. Set up streamlights. Okay. I also have, here's a pen, Rubik's pen. In order to take the cap off, you have to line it up so you don't lose it. It had a lanyard. It had around it, but my piece broke. Can you see? My piece broke. Wow. Okay. So I've got that. I've got a couple of cubes back from the 80s. Hi, school bus. Nice to see you. No, I'm not going to Zoom today. My kitty cat is glaring at me, so I'm going to have to go. I have no idea what time it is because my computer is saying it's 1:03 in the afternoon, and really it's 9:40. There's something wrong with my computer. I've got to fix it. Okay, so yeah, I've got cubes back from the era that have never been opened. I've got Rubik's tried a couple different things when they saw how popular the cube was. They came out with something called a Rubik's game back in the 80s, and it's 3x3, clunky 3x3, but each space has a little divot in it for a peg to go in. And so it comes with pegs. And then the game was, and I don't know whether you do it from solved or scrambled, I don't know, but you divide up up to 6 people and play the game, and you take the cube and you put a peg you in one of your color, and then you make one twist, and you hand it to the next person, and they put a peg in their color, and they twist, and it goes around until when you have 3 in a row, diagonally or horizontally, or vertically, diagonally, horizontally, or I forgot my nouns. I forgot my words. But if you get 3 in a row, then you win. And assuming that someone knows how to put it back together again, I don't know. So yeah, that's it. I've got some fancy cubes. I've got a dragon cube that's really pretty, red and silver. So. Any more questions before I head off? Thank you for chatting with me, Giddy. I don't know how to say your name. But so for everyone, thank you for joining me. Go play in the sun, drink lots of water, be nice to yourself, have a good day. You deserve it. And I will be back here. Can't think of any more. Thank you. Everyone, you guys have a great rest of your day or evening, depending on where in the world you are. Oh, yeah, it's morning for me. And my clock still says 1:03 p.m. I have no idea. I'm going to have to fix that. All right, everybody, I appreciate you. I love you. Go have a great day. Bye.